All right. What's up, everybody? Cheers. It is Monday. Motivation might be low, but I've got a workout for you that is going to meet you where you're at. We're going to get shoulders. We're going to finish up with some jump rope to get a little bit of an excess metabolic boost. That being said, before I jump into that, I'm going to get my supplements in, but I'm also going to get my other live stream set up. So let's take a minute here. If you guys have questions, let me know. Feel free to share it in the chat, and we will get rocking here. So I'm just going to change my camera setup. Boom. And there we are. Bam. Well, we want this all the way there. Yep. How's everybody's Monday going so far, by the way? If you guys are watching live. If you're not, you're getting the replay. Hopefully you had a great Monday. But again, this workout is for a meet you where you're at kind of an approach, okay? We're going to adjust. We're going to feature our bands. We're going to get into the fun from there. I'm also going to get some music rocking, and then we'll get it going. All right. Now let's get the music set up. Gotta have some music. I was talking about this in the office hours this past weekend. Music is the number one thing you can use from a performance enhancement standpoint as a pre-workout from a routine or a supplementation standpoint. Now, that doesn't mean I'm actually going to use some supplements here. I'm going to use a caffeinated pre-workout powder pack, but that doesn't mean you need it. All right. Oh, shout out Deuce. I got you, homie. All right, let's get going. I'm going to pull up Amazon as well, see if we got any questions in the chat. All right, let's get warm. Let's get warm, y'all. Getting the workout going. All right. So I got a couple things we're going to highlight. I didn't take my supplements yet this morning, so we're going to do our B12. Going right under the toe. It's kind of a pretty solid pre-workout routine for me. Magnesium, vitamin D, vitamin K. Again, going sublingual. If you guys want to know why I'm taking all this, I literally just did a whole topic on this yesterday. And we should have it out in the next 24 hours on our blog, on our YouTube, all that good stuff. And I've got my daily mushroom gummies. And then lastly, I've got my pre-workout stick. Now, this you can just throw down. You don't even have to mix it in water. You can literally take it right on your tongue. I just personally like drinking my pre-workouts. So I'm going to actually mix it, but you don't have to. And I got to say, it actually, to me, it tastes better if you just drop it on your tongue versus the actual water mix. Okay. And then last but not least, I've got my workout written down here. I'm also using the LOF app, but my phone is recording. So I wrote everything down from the workout perspective. Let's just bring this camera up here so you can see. And I'm going to use my watch to track everything. Let's track the workout. It's, again, a shoulders workout. What we're going to be doing is we're starting with our warm-up. I'm going to get on the ball. If you guys have ever watched any of my content, you know how I like to roll. I like to start balancing on the ball. Right, Misha? Misha knows what's up. Do this for 2 minutes. Then I'll do 2 minutes shadow boxing. Again, progressively increasing the body temperature. It is cold where I'm at. I'm in Western North Carolina, and, like, pipes are freezing. Get to deal with the water and the heat in the house. And yeah, so we're going to do 2 minute warm up on the ball, getting my core and hip activation going. I like to think about this as partially like jiu-jitsu prep on a daily basis, where I'm priming up a lot of those muscles while I'm going through this. I also like kind of visualizing I'm in someone's guard. I'm thinking about passing, positioning, weight, balance, all those pieces, as well as being able to then progress with some Muay Thai shadow boxing. For our workout today, we're doing 3 supersets. We're going to do neutral grip dumbbell press because I have a little bit of a rotator cuff thing going on. We're going to superset that with a banded front raise. You can see I have my Gym 1 pull-up bar behind me. We're going to take that out, and I'm going to use the anchor for my bands to show you guys how we can use the front raise, or I might honestly just step on it. I'm going to kind of see on that one. Then our second superset, we're doing that for 3 to 4 rounds, 10 to 15 reps. That's the superset range for everything today. Because of time constraints, I might even do 2 to 3. I'm probably going to end up doing 3 rounds of everything. Second superset, we have a banded lateral raise that we're supersetting with a rear delt fly. Again, those are going to be bands as well. Then we're going to have our last superset, DeFranco press with a banded face pull. So again, follow along. If you're watching this live and you don't have the equipment set up, whatever, you can always circle back, catch the replay. I'm putting these out on a, again, weekly basis. Want to add value for you guys. This is meant to be what we call body doubling style. So you can follow along. It's meant to be accountability driven. All right, that's our 2 minutes. I'm going to take the ball out. Now I'm going to get the shadow boxing on with our bands. Get my heart rate to get a little bit warmer. Then we'll go through some dynamic stretching. And then we'll take it from there. But also, I got to get my music back on. And pretty much, we're just going to be rocking out. So if you guys have questions on this, feel free to let me know in the comments, in the chat. But we're just going to be rocking out and getting our work in. Oh, yeah. Let's go. Uh-huh. Dude, I have such a wide array of music. All right, so we got 2-minute shadow boxing. Misha, you want some of this? Come on, Misha. You want some? What? Want some? What? Misha wants some. She's trying to play. Let's go, Misha. Come on, Misha. What I like, again, to warm up is pyramid punching checks. So I'm doing punches, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And then I'm doing checks to follow. Now we're going up to 10. Now we work our way down the pyramid. So that's working our way up. Now we work down. Boom. That's pretty much. Got about 20 seconds left, so we're just going to punch out for the last little bit of time. All right, there we go. That puts us right at about 2 minutes. And that's, again, the warm-up. I like it because it's not only dynamically priming, nervous system priming, but also integrates some martial arts, which obviously I'm a biased fan of. So now, because we're specifically working shoulders, I'm going to go through some dynamic movements related to our shoulders. And again, I'm using my planner today because I'm using the LOF app technically, but I'm recording with my phone, so I'm going to update everything afterwards. Okay? This program is actually a part of our coaching series. Oh, yeah. Then hopefully if it gets warm enough, I'll actually be able to take my hoodie off. That's why I like the bands, because, again, we can not only use them for resistance, but dynamic mobility and warm-up. And if you guys were following my office hours yesterday, I talked about why out of the 10 different items I talked about for pre-workout and priming for performance, bands was number 4. Music was actually number 1. Music number one thing to leverage from a pre-workout standpoint. All right, now we'll go around the world. Right, Mish? So if you're not leveraging music in your workouts, you're leaving some performance on the table. Something you don't have to buy, you can just utilize. But it has lots of data to support the positive impacts. All right, so now we got some of that dynamic stretching and mobility. Now we're going to go into, again, neutral press. We're going to superset that with a front raise. So now my thing is, I'm tempted to do a press with the band. So I want to give you guys an example. I'm fortunate I have adjustable dumbbells. But let's say you don't have adjustable dumbbells and you just have a set of 20-pound dumbbells here, right? And you could do 20 pounds, but you want to have more resistance. We're going to do one warm-up round. We don't even have time for the warm-ups in our traditional sense. So I'm going to go right into the working steps. With that being said, I'm going to use the yellow band to add some resistance here. I already have it kind of clipped on my clips. Look how easy it is to get it off. Pop it up. Bam. And now we can add this. Here's the cool part. I want to show you how I add to the resistance. You just kind of loop it right on. Bam. So now I'm going to anchor this with my foot, and I'm going to be able to have resistance. So I've kind of looped it through. Now I'm just going to anchor with my foot and do a shoulder press. But I'm actually going to do this with both. Now look, I've got both the dumbbells anchored with the bands. I'm just going to step on them with my feet to give that secondary anchor. And now I'm turning a 20-pound dumbbell into an actual 35-pound layer of resistance at the top end. Now, the other cool part to this is, if I want to, I can actually play with the tension here a little bit and get some more tension on this. See the center slack part? I can adjust that tension to be able to give another tactile prompt. But we're not going to mess with that right now. See, I'm going neutral grip, driving up. Nice, low control tempo. Going 10 to 15. It's 15. So now again, we're supersetting this with front raises. So I'm going to use my dumbbells as the anchor point. I'm stepping on it, and I'm going to go right into the front raise. I'm, again, pulling it out, going right into the front raise. Notice the tempo control. I'm trying to control the resistance on the way down, especially with bands. I find it more challenging than anything because of the what's called variable resistance. All right, 15. So that's round one down of our superset. So I'm going to take a minute to rest. We're going to repeat that for 3 rounds. But I'm actually getting warm enough to review. close. Bands, I'm just jotting down the resistance. All right. And again, if you guys got questions, feel free to drop them in the chat or in the comments. Now we're getting warm. Get a little bit more of that pre-workout. A little shiggy shake. Let's see if I can pull up the chat on this phone too. I got my backup phone here, so we're gonna see. I might even be able to use this for my app as well. But we're already at the minute mark, so it's time to go into round number 2. And again, my personal philosophy when it comes to this training, especially nowadays, is we do a warm-up round, but then your first working set should be your hardest set, and then you're just kind of trying to maintain that work capacity from there. But your first working round should always ideally be your best round, meaning using the most weight and your highest volume and control. That's assuming you did proper warm-up rounds, warm-up exercises, using the bands, whatever you want to use, but you should be priming yourself to be able to get the most out of your first round. That's your first working set, to your best set. That's when you're kind of at your best. All right, so this is where I'm going to pull out some of the slack like I was mentioning before, so you guys can kind of see a little bit more. Again, we're going 10 to 15 here. Nice. Again, control on the way down. Nice and controlled. Hey. 2 more. All right, we got 12. So again, now we're going front raises. Pull the slack out. Control. All right, so now we're going to take about 1 minute to about 90 seconds. And then hit it again. What's up, what's up, what's up, everybody? Hey, 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 feel free to say hey in the chat. If you're just dropping in, if you're joining the workout, whatever it looks like, y'all. I just want to hear from you guys. I always love hearing from everybody. And again, depending on our timing, I should have just enough time to do everything according to plan. My goal is to always have about a 40 to 45-minute workout. Okay, I want to make it accessible and realistic for my parents out there, for my busy professionals. I know how life can go. So again, 40 minutes can be accessible for pretty much most, if not all of us. That's what I'm always shooting to create and aim for. Now we got like 10 more seconds. All right. Round number 3. Already at round number 3. Yeah. One more. Ooh. Okay. Last on our front raises. All right, that's round 3 done. So we're going to cap it at 3 for today because I'm on a time crunch. Okay, so now we're going to a banded lateral raise and our rear delt fly. We're going to do a variation of our rear delt fly. So what I mean by that is I'm actually going to use the actual Gym 1 kind of pull-up bar setup for my rear delt fly. And then we'll do our kind of anchor point for our lateral raise. So again, I can just loop it through right here. If you don't have a pull-up bar or something like that, in our band set, we actually have anchor points specifically for you. So you can slide this in a door, wedge it, and then slide and anchor it through. But I just like using the Gym 1 setup too. And then even as a finish, I'll probably do some scapular retraction and some movements around that. All right, perfect. Time to work. So we're starting with our lateral raises. Okay. So I'm using, again, my dumbbells as the anchors here. But you could just use, again, our anchors for the door if needed. But I just like this position. And again, nice slow control on the way down. Going 10, 15. Right, Bisha? Okay. Now we've got our rear delt. I'm bringing it again across my chest, getting a nice stretch. So that, especially on the flies where I can feel some of the imbalances on my body. So if I can only do 12 on one side, I'm going to stop at 12 on the opposite side so I don't have any imbalancing progressions. All right, so that's round one down. Take a minute. Again, go for round number two. Again, you can use dumbbells. You can use machines if you do this at the gym. I'm just using bands and dumbbells because everything I'm going to do over the next year are predominantly going to be home-based workouts and using my bands, body weight, and the things I have at home. Because I have gym memberships. I'm very fortunate I can go to a variety of gyms. But I want to show what's possible just at home. I also obviously do jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, and things like that. But 90% of the training I'm doing over the next year is going to be home workouts or home-themed workouts. Even if I go to a gym, they're going to be doing things that you can do at home. Because so many of the people I work with have a challenge making it to the gym for one reason or another. And we have programs designed to support you at home, and that's what this is all about. What's up, everybody? Feel free to say hey, ask questions if you want to, follow along, and make requests too. All right, we got a minute already down. We're back now for the lateral raises. I'm going to use again the clips though. I want to show you a cool little add-on that we have for our clips and our bands. So you can enhance the bands from a grip standpoint. Now these particular bands I'm using, we have bands that come with our kit. But the bands that I'm using are actually an aftermarket kind of option that I got off Amazon from a brand. But it's just like an ergonomically designed grip. Now notice again, nice, slow control on the way down. Woo! And we got two more. Let's get it. All right, it's 2 rounds down, y'all. One more to go on our lateral raise and rear delt flies. And we're going into our third and final superset for shoulders. And then we're going to bring it home with some jump rope. Little metabolic boost here, or what we call EPOC, which is excess post-exercise oxygen consumption. So again, excess for the E, P post-exercise, O is oxygen, C consumption, EPOC. Fancy way of saying the metabolic demand on your body after workout, and being able to do things that bring your heart rate up for a period of time and then relax is massive for that, especially after resistance training. It will potentially hinder some of your recovery if you're purely going for hypertrophy and muscular growth. You want to be mindful of how much EPOC you're doing or how long. So I'm going to modify it today. Normally, the thing I would do is 4 minutes VO2 max, like hard jump rope as fast as I can, keep my heart rate above a certain rate, and then rest for 4 minutes, do that for 4 rounds. We're going to modify that today, probably about 12 minutes total. All right, last round. Also, we're going to change the playlist up a little bit. Let's put on some other tunes here. Now, this is where I'm worried. Depending on this playlist, I have a specific playlist I use for working out exclusively. I'll see if these songs are going to be cool for all the platforms. Let's see. Yeah, Biggie. Oh, this is a good song. We're going to rock out on this one.
Yeah. Come on. Come on. Oh, this pressure for success. Business kind of stress. Yes, so precious is the breath. Yeah, blessed to manifest. Paradise test. Yeah, get away from the phone day. Make it time for play, even though it's not a game. Yeah, I'm here to slay. Yeah, I'm here to stay. Yeah, I'm here to make multi-figures. But what's more than money? These dudes been acting funny. Saying all my rituals, watching out for pitfalls, unpacked many fold. They don't know what I've been through in my life in this life. The one who departed, left their body are moved out from my universe. Caverns in my heart. I'm never understood.
15, we got 12 more of our flies.
For my life's work, more than ciphers, higher councils that they never heard of. Yeah, I'm only been competing with myself for this pressure that I put on me. I'm only really competing with myself for these mirrors that remind me. How it happened? Making magic while God is laughing. It's who I am, there's no need for practice. It is the vibe and I made it a habit. I got everything right here, right now. Yeah, I'm only playing, competing with myself. This pressure that I put on me.
Oof. All right, so that's round 3. Now we're moving on. All right, now we're going to go on to our last superset. We're doing DeFranco press with a banded face pull. So for our DeFranco press, this is a Cuban press variation. So if you're unfamiliar, obviously I'm going to walk us through it. We'll break it down for everyone. So you can use dumbbells for this one, but this is why I love using the bands, because this movement doesn't require a lot of resistance. So the 20-pound dumbbells I have are going to be too much. Even the single 11-pound dumbbell I have from the adjustable dumbbell is going to be a little too much. Usually it's like anywhere from 3 to 8 pounds on this. And the thing I like about the bands is it starts with 8 pounds of resistance for my yellows. It goes up to 15, but that's at the top end of resistance. So I'm at my strongest, I'll have the most load. Where I'm at my weakest, I'll have the lightest. That's what we want, at least what I want for this one. So we're going to do first upright row, do external rotation. We're going to press. And then I personally like to bring it down to the side from an eccentric control. We could do a front control or a side control. I like to do the side control. So again, upright row, rotate, press. I could also, again, bring it forward here, but we're going to do the lateral, that side lowering. Now we're going 10 to 15. 3. Yeah, this is just great for rotator cuff development, especially for me right now with the injuries that I have. This is hitting a really key area I need to strengthen. This is great not only from an aesthetic perspective, but from a functional perspective. Uh-oh. Is carrying hope here? Misha just went over to the door. That means people might be here. Misha, who's here? Whew. Yeah, I'm feeling this for sure already. 10. Oh. 2. One more. There's 15. Okay. Now we're supersetting this with banded face pulls. So this is for the face pulls. I'm going to swap around the movement. So you guys are going to see my back for the first set, so you can kind of see the positioning. And I'll probably play with the camera angle so you can see it from another position as well. But that one was really, I'll be honest, feeling that one for sure. Also, y'all, just a heads up, first person to comment, by the way, gets a $50 gift card. So if you guys leave a comment, feel free to redeem your gift card. First person to comment, $50 gift card. All right, let's get our next song on. I'm going into my superset. Ooh, yeah, Gangstar knows what's up. All right, let's get it.
Like a sniper, line will strike you when I'm I get much fan mail and I hang for. So tell your honey to write me too. Make sure she puts attention. Mr. Guru, who will love us know the clothes you need. I got 100 wild shots in my black police. She's gonna need me, so they keep asking. But you can teach a method for slow and travel and travel. But they only one style, which ain't all that clever. I'm cooler than that, harder than cold steel. Creating more than the sex reveal. I'm mystic, sight, containing all your thoughts. I got your soul. Make your brain your thought. When my raps attract you, it makes you mine.
All right, here we go. So we're gonna rest for again a minute. We're going again.
When I come through, I'm pulling whole crew style. I'll be back and correct on the gangsta tip. And see you front, I'm gonna bust your shit.
Again, just writing down, tracking the data. You always got to track your resistance, y'all. If you're not tracking your reps, sets, how much resistance you're doing, A, you're leaving info on the table, and B, you're more likely to forget on your next workout. You're not going to be able to progress appropriately. In general, we want to, at least the goal I found effective, and we can back with like linear progression data, is increasing your resistance 5 to 20% per workout. Ideally, I find 10% increase per workout is helpful. So whether that's adding 10% as far as the volume or 10% as far as the resistance and load. Because once you get to about 15 reps, you don't want to add more reps to that. You want to increase the resistance with the actual weight. All right, there we go. That's already our minute. Time for round number 2. All right, so again, we got our DeFranco press variation or Cuban press variation. Upright rowing, rotating, pressing, controlling on the eccentric on the way down. And on this one, instead of just pressing, we could go into what we call a W or even like a Y press. I'm going to keep that actually for the next stage of the progression.
Well, maybe you lucked up, but at the battle last time, you snuck up, but now I'm rolling. I'm here to let you know, no longer and she's selling live and popping all those lips. Keep her making moving, I'm a
Whew. There's 15. All right, so now we'll go into our face pulls. Oh, hey, what's up, KPC? So you are the first one to comment on TikTok. You get a $50 gift card. Shoot me a message, KPC, and I will hook you up with that $50 gift card. Kudos. All right, y'all. Actually, I'm going to change this song real quick. I have a lot of like music 80 HD, as it were. Oh, this is my jam right here, y'all. You guys know about I Do B. What's up, y'all? Let's get it. Again, KPC, you got that $50 gift card. Shoot me a message. I got you. I'll take care of you. Oh. All right, that's round 2 in the books. We're going to take a minute rest. We got one more round, then we're going into our metabolic intervals. And word, okay, I got you. Thanks, KPC. I'm going to follow. Once I jump off the live stream, I'll follow up with you and get you set up with that gift card. One more round, y'all. Last round, then we got our metabolic EPOC kicking in. Oh, yeah. I do. And again, if you guys got questions in between the rounds, let me know. I'll gladly answer them and check in where I can. So you got any questions coming in? Doesn't look like any questions. All right, one more round. One more round, y'all. Last round on our resistance. Then we're going into the jump rope. Jumping into the wrong thing. We're going into our DeFranco press. All right, last round on our face pulls. All right, what I'm going to actually do, y'all, is I'm going to swing the cameras around so you can see from another perspective. I want you to be able to see see how that looks. There we go. Okay, perfect. And what we're gonna do is that's gonna stay right there. Stop a little bit. So that's not here. Three more. All right, that's our last round. So we're gonna take a minute for rest, and then we're gonna go into our jump rope interval rounds. Come on over and check it out. This up a little bit. All right. Clear out some space. We get our jump rope on, y'all. Right up on jump rope. Ready to go. All right, now I just want to get my interval timer set up. We're going to use that right over here, so I'll be right back to talk. Watch out, Mish. Go girl, buddies. And we're back. All right, so we got our working rounds coming up here. When the next bell kicks off, that's going to be our first round. So we're going to do 30 on, 30 off. So we're doing 30 seconds high intensity. Then we're going to take 30 seconds to rest. We're going to do that for the next 10 minutes. I've got 15 minutes before my next call, so it's just perfect timing. Now we're going to rock out. All right, that should be the buzzer. Got a little excited there. Jumped early on my double unders. All right, that should be pretty much our timer. I got to double check. Where's my timer? Yeah, we're already at like. I'll have to use the backup timer because that one is slightly off. So we got 20 seconds to rest. We're going to get it again. Aurora, thank you for the follow, by the way. I appreciate it. Should be pretty much right at about 30 seconds. Let me check again. All right, so going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's the only thing with having the bands behind you. All right, so that's our second work round. We're going to rest for 30 seconds. We're going to get it again. Probably going to take that down. Take this. Look how simple it is to take down. That's the other beautiful thing. I can just take it down, pop it right off, and pop it right back on as needed. All right, 10 more seconds. Going in 5, 4, 3, 2. Gotta get my drawstring on my pants starting to fall. Three, 2, 1. Let's get one more hit. All right. Oh, let's go. I got another song. Hold on. We're going to pause that. We're actually going to play. I got this one by Joel Santana. I always love. Gets me pumped every time. All right, let's get it. We go, work time. We got 30 seconds here.
You boys should be blacked. Y'all should be mascots. Come and see this flag dot. I'll give you a swag shot. Fuck what you hearing, you should listen. This is rap penicillin, still in the kitchen. Young Splash, and I'm back in the building. Swagger on 100,000. Whatever he said,
5 seconds.
that I concealed it, and that's only half.
Let's get it. Ha! All right, here we go. Another 30-second round.
You going home, take me with you. I'll look at your baby pictures, but I won't have no baby with you. Back up, boy, you heard me. Back up, boy, you heard me. I'm balling like the 80s. Yeah, I'm so James worthy. Still making money off the white girl, Fergie. I ain't a new boy, so they know they can't jerk me. No limit how I did it. Call me Percy.
10 more seconds.
No mercy. And I'm so dope, you think Frank should get served me. So
All right, ready? Let's get it. Another round. One more. So Five more minutes, yo. 5 more rounds.
Like Tupac when juice drop. Still go to the dealer with the money in the shoebox. This wasn't supposed to come out. This wasn't supposed to come out. No, they let that new drug out. My niggas about to come out. My ladies about to bug out.
10 more seconds.
The game's been missing it. You niggas full of sugar. I came with the insulin. Whatever's your addiction, I got the prescription. I get it how I'm living and I'm loving every minute. You got that shit that just came out, that new. I got that shit that ain't came out, it's too new. I'm so intriguing, your girl so
All right, let's get it.
I'm so exciting and she's so denied.
Notice. Nordisha, let's go. Ah. Another 30-second round. Down, let's rest. We're getting close. We got a couple minutes left. 3 more rounds. All right, let's get back to the iTunes music. What we got? Ooh. What's up, Brooklyn? Where is it?
Yeah.
Oh, you like that one, Misha? Workout clock. Let's get it, y'all. Let's get it. So I'm switching between double unders and high knees. You can't tell. Trying to get that heart rate up. Last time we got another 30. So for these type of repeat efforts, there's two. For this repeat efforts, what I'm trying to say is there's two types of ways I like to approach it. A 1-to-1 ratio, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, or 30 seconds on, 60 seconds off. The 60 seconds off allows me a little bit more time to recover and push a little bit harder. So if I notice I'm getting a little fatigued, I'll take a minute instead of 30 seconds, and then I'll push even harder on the next round. So you either get a 1-to-1 work to rest ratio, or you get a 2-to-1 rest to work ratio. All right, with that being said, it's time to work again. Oh, what's up, Luke? Hey. How we doing? Luke, by the way, first one to comment on YouTube. I just saw that. Feel free to shoot me a message. You got a $50 gift card. Again, the first person to comment on each platform gets a $50 gift card. TikTok, KPC, you got yours? Luke, shoot me a message. You got a $50 gift card. Go to my profile. You'll see links to email me, message me. Whoever it is, shoot me a message. I'll send you that $50 gift card. Ah. Double under time. Let's go. All right. That should pretty much put me right at about 10 minutes. I'm going to double check, and then we're going to get out of here. All right. Apparently, we're a little bit past. We're actually at 12 minutes or 12 rounds. So, that being said, it's time to wrap this up. I got to jump into my call. Thank you, everybody. That was our body doubling session. I'll be back tomorrow with some more body doubling fun and some live streaming. And if you guys can't make it, you can always check the replay. If you're not already, please follow, subscribe, stay tuned. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace, everybody. Thanks for joining.